We're parents of 5 children, and we are deeply concerned about what our children are being taught in school. As a pastor, I'm aware of the impending changes to the SPHE curriculum. And earlier this year, I wrote a letter along with my friend Mark Lockridge, and over 250 churches signed that letter, which we sent to government to request a meeting with the Minister for Education to discuss our concerns. To date, that meeting has not occurred. And so back in July, we held a parents' information evening at which over 1,000 parents attended. And it's interesting that there was many diverse backgrounds: Protestant, Catholic, Muslim, even people of no faith, etc. But we're all concerned about our children. And but even before those changes came in, both my wife and myself were concerned about what our children were telling us they were hearing in school.
I went to a recent parent-teacher meeting for my son, and I mentioned my concerns, and the teacher says, you can take your child out of class if you're not happy with what's being taught. But I don't feel that should be an option. I don't feel we should be having to deal with that situation and make our child stand out. And I think it's so important as parents that we educate ourselves. A lot of parents are completely oblivious to what actually is going to be taught in this class. So we're encouraging people to get the book and have a look and see what's going to be taught. On our leaflet on the parents' evening we're going to tell you about that in a moment. There's going to be a little summary of the different aspects of what's going to be taught in the book. We
printed 20,000 flyers for our first meeting, which are all gone. And so now we're going to be printing another 100,000. And the flyer essentially distills, this broad program or curriculum that is being implemented into simple bullet points with regards to what you as a parent need to be concerned about. And I assure you, you need to be concerned. And so, like I said, as my wife said, you need to come and educate yourself. Many parents are utterly oblivious to the changes that have been made and to the danger that their children are in. Because unfortunately, our schools are no longer an inclusive environment, particularly for those who hold to a Christian worldview or to a Christian view of marriage. And to be honest, the silence of many journalists, politicians and ministers on this subject is not forgivable in light of the sexualization of our children and in light of the politicization and sexualization of our education system. Ecclesiastes 3:7 says there is a time to be silent and a time to speak. The time to speak has come. We need to speak up on behalf of our children and say this is not okay, and we will not give our children over to being indoctrinated through our education system. It's not acceptable.
We're just asking people to spread the word with their friends, their family, people in their churches, in their communities. And we hope to see you on the night on Tuesday, September the 26th at 7:30 in the National Boxing Stadium.
We have 2,200 seats. And I think it would be a wonderful thing on the night to fill every seat, because every seat filled will be a statement. Every seat will be a symbol of resistance against this agenda to indoctrinate and sexualize our children and ultimately to destroy their innocence. No, it's time for parents to stand up, and like I said, we want to educate parents on your rights as parents and push back against this agenda and see our education system changed, so it's not a dangerous place for our children to go.